Good morning. This is my first trip in version 10.5. It came in, late yesterday evening. And this is my first opportunity this morning to try it out. So I'm going to be trying it out on a few things that it was having difficulty in the villages on. One is 2-lane roundabouts. We have 39 of those here in the villages. The second is golf carts, whether it can actually recognize golf carts or whether it still sees them as cars. In 10.4, it was at least passing the golf carts. The third thing I want to check out is to see if it solved any of the jerkiness in trying to make turns. I did notice in a very short drive down here to where I am now that it was still slow in moving out on a left or a right turn, but the jerkiness seems to have improved tremendously in the steering wheel. So let's give it a try and see what we have today. Now in the past, in 10.4 and 10.3.1, it had a problem turning out here onto Belvedere from this parking lot, mainly because there was a navigation problem. But we'll see what it's doing now. The planner is pointing to the left. All right, here we go. It's still a little slow, but the wheel is not jerky. That did it very well. We're still going very slow. Okay. Now, I'm not going to chance this gate up here because I'm still not sure that it recognizes gates. It doesn't have any indication that it's going to stop. So I'm taking it out of FSD in order to go through this gate. I don't want to go ramming through it. Okay, as usual in this route, we're going to turn right onto 466. In the past, it's had a little bit of a problem getting in the right lane, especially if there are cars already up there at 466. So let's see what it does today.
In 500 feet, turn right onto County Road 466.
Navigation knows we're going to be turning right. We have no indication of getting in the right lane yet. It's put on the right blinker, but it is way over here. Oh, that's very, very bad. Instead of getting into the right lane, it literally crossed all those lanes. Okay. All right, so now we have a red light and we have traffic coming from our left. It's making no indication that it's creeping up. We're going to try to turn right on red yet. That's good, because before it would be creeping up and the steering wheel would be turning violently, and it made me very, very nervous. Okay, I can barely see around there. I'm going to give it a little bit of electricity. Oh, there we go. All right. It can go now. I'm giving it a little bit of accelerator because the car behind me probably was getting impatient. All right, here we go. At least it didn't scare me. And believe me, at that intersection, it has frightened me a lot. Okay, we're eventually going to have to get over into the left lane. Let's see when it decides to do that. We're passing this slower large truck here. All right, it wants to get over. It's got its blinker on. It's making its move. And there we go, very safely done. That was very smooth. Had no problem at all. It was not discourteous to the truck behind us. Okay, now we're going to get into the left lane here and take a left. That was better than it's done in the past. It needs to slow down a little bit more, though.
Now turn left onto Buena Vista Boulevard.
So far, I've been impressed. I mean, I like this version, at least for what it's done right now, much better than I did 10.4. I think they've done a good job. It's made some improvements. I did not like what it did back there at the intersection of Belvedere and Buena Vista, but it did get into the right lane, but it was very, very badly done. Okay. Let's see which lane it chooses. It's going to choose the left lane. Here, there's a navigation problem on the speed limit, so I have to actually manually send it up until it recognizes that it's in a 35-mile-an-hour zone. Otherwise, it'll sit there going 20 miles an hour. Okay, I'm going to change the navigation. Until they get waypoints, I have to do that.
Drive northeast on Buena Vista Boulevard for 1.4 miles.
Okay. All right, if it doesn't get over soon, I'm going to force it over because I wanted to take this first roundabout from the right lane, not the left lane. Okay, we'll let this car go ahead around us. Although technically, since I'm going to be going straight in the roundabout, I could actually take it from either lane. But what I want to do is I want to see if it crosses lanes within the roundabout. And of course, I'll only do that if there's no traffic. Otherwise, I'll disengage. Okay, we're riding here in the left lane. I'm going to force it over with the turn signal. Okay, now before, one of the things that I did not like is as it was about 1,000 feet out from a roundabout, it would always move over to the left lane because it wanted to take the roundabout in the left lane unless it was going to be turning right. Now in this case, we're going to take the second exit and be going straight across the roundabout. So we'll see if it stops that maneuver, because it can legally take the second exit by, oh, no, it isn't stopping. Okay, we're almost 1,000 feet out from the roundabout, and it decided to try to change lanes. So I'm going to prevent it from doing that each time it tries.
In 1,000 feet, enter the roundabout and take the second exit.
Okay, we'll see what it does. Also, in the past, it tended to actually stop at these yields. Okay, there are cars in front of us. There's nothing behind me.
Now enter the roundabout.
I might have a clear shot across if this car doesn't come across. All right, this car's coming across. All right, we're pausing. Okay, I'm giving it a little accelerator, and it wanted to cross the lane. It can't do that. Okay, I have disengaged. Have these bicyclists here. I'm manually driving right at the moment. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I love that. That was beautiful. It looked at the car behind me, swerved out. It had plenty of room, went around the bicyclist, and then realized the car was still behind me, and we had just swerved out just for the bicycles, and it moved into the right lane. That was incredibly human-like. I love that. That was great. Okay, so far as the roundabout's concerned, I don't see any improvement at all in the roundabout, so we can strike that one off the list. We've got a couple more coming up here. One of the things I've noticed is that a lot of the phantom braking has stopped. That doesn't mean we don't have any. But I'm very, very pleased with what I'm feeling at the steering wheel level. Okay, we're coming up to another roundabout. We did not change lanes. That was good. Okay. All right. And it's crossing lanes. Okay. All right. All right. There's no improvement in the roundabouts. So there's no use trying those. Hopefully they'll get that done. Little hesitation and pause, but not much. Not much. It was not, even when there is a little bit of phantom braking, it doesn't slam on the brakes. It just a little bit of a pause. What I would like to see one more thing in a roundabout to see if they've made any improvement in this is to see if there is no cars at all in the roundabout, if it will go ahead through the yield as opposed to actually stopping. Now I know once it gets in the roundabout, it's going to have a problem.
Now enter the roundabout and take the second exit.
Okay, here I have an opportunity. We'll see what it does. No, we're at, well, okay, we're actually stopping. It's treating this yield as a stop sign. It could have gone on through. All right. So again, there are no improvements at all in the 2-lane roundabouts. Okay, as we approach the roundabout, I'm going to go ahead and disengage. Okay, I'm manually driving now.
Now enter the roundabout and take the second exit. In 500 feet, turn right onto Southeast Highway 42.
Okay, I'm going to engage it in the roundabout because it's going to need to get into the right lane as it comes out of the roundabout in order to take this right. It did that very well.
Highway 42.
Okay. It's creeping forward. And now it moves on its own. Oh, that was nice. I really like that. That right turn on red was extremely well done. Plus, I see that they have actually put the indication that it is creeping forward back on the screen. For a while, I noticed that most of the time that was not available on the screen. All right, it saw the yellow light ahead of time and is slowing down. I really like how it does it on the yellow lights. I haven't tested it out as much on the red lights yet. But when it sees a yellow light in the distance, one of the things I've noticed is that it actually starts to go ahead and slow down. In 10.4 it did that, but on the red lights it would go up to the red light and slam on the brakes, going a little bit faster than I would prefer it to go, knowing it's going to have to stop. Okay, now this is a light that is currently red. We'll see what it does. See if there's any improvement in the speed at which it approaches the red light. We haven't slowed down at all. We're still going 45. Now we're slowing down. Okay. I think there is some improvement. I like that. Okay. It does tend to now slow down a little bit ahead of time when it sees a red light as well as the yellow light. That is an improvement. We'll see if it consistently is going to be doing that. Okay, we're coming up on 441 and we're going to be taking a right. We're slowing down.
Now turn right onto South US Highway 441.
Okay, let's see its creeping action here and what it's going to do. Okay, the traffic to our left is stopped. It can go if it wants to. Okay, it's going ahead. There we go. That was very good. Boy, that sun is right in my eyes. Oh, it looks like a Tesla. I can't tell if it's a Model 3 or a Model Y coming out on our left. It's going to pass us. White one. I think it's a Model 3. Yeah, it is.
In 1 mile, turn
Nice car.
to Southeast 176th Place Road.
I cannot tell the color of that light. I really hope FSD can. Oh, it's green. Okay. I tell you, when the sun is blaring down at you, straight into your eyes, it is very difficult to tell the color of those lights, especially when you're going 45 miles an hour. Okay, now before here on this route, we've had a problem with it prematurely trying to get into a right turn lane. All right, I really like how it's slowing down a little bit ahead of time, more so than it did before at these red lights. There's that Tesla Model 3 in the right lane over there. Okay, here we go. We've got about 1 mile before we have to turn right on Morse Boulevard. So we can travel in this lane for a while.
Turn right onto Morse Boulevard.
Slow down just when I was bragging about you. That was a little bit fast coming up on this, but it wasn't too bad. It's still better than it used to be. Okay, we can decide to get over anytime. Now, in all fairness, I think what it was doing was trying to speed up in order to get over, and then it decided not to, and it was going a little fast at that red light. Okay. All right, we do need to get over now. That was very nice. It sped up, got past that car, and then it slowed down right before it made the right, the turn into the right lane. Okay, now we're in a good position. This is not the light that we're going to turn at. Got another 1/4 mile. It'll be the next traffic light. But we're now over in plenty of time. It almost looks like they've started planning a little bit ahead, because in the past it would go right up to the wire before it would get into the other lane, and now we're in the other lane well ahead of time, so it didn't trap itself in traffic. Okay. Okay, once we make the right turn, I'm going to disengage and go around the roundabout, because immediately around the roundabout, we have to go through a gate arm in order to go on down Morse Boulevard. Okay, we'll see how it makes this right turn.
Now turn right onto Morse Boulevard.
That was very nice, very smooth. All right, I'm going to disengage now. Very impressed.
Now enter the roundabout and take the 3rd exit.
Okay, now I have it traveling straight without any navigation at this point. There's a golf cart on our right. Let's see what it does. It slowed down just, I mean, we're talking just a hair. That was not a phantom brake. Oh, it's going through the golf cart without any problem at all. We're in the correct lane. The one on our left is having to merge into us. No phantom braking on this merged car. This is very smooth. I really, really like this. Congratulations to the Tesla FSD team. You've done a great job on this increment, this update. There was a little bit of braking when it saw the golf cart on the left there, but it wasn't much. It wasn't severe. Even when it does the phantom braking, it's only, just a couple of miles an hour, just enough to where the driver could feel it, but not enough to startle you. Okay, hardly any noticeable at all when that car pulled out in front of us. It had plenty of room. They've really improved the timing on this. I noticed that it's still seeing golf carts as automobiles. So it has not made any improvement on that or on the labeling. For example, there's a golf cart over there on our right that's coming around, and as you can see, truck, automobile, truck. It just doesn't know what those things are. Golf cart coming up on our left. Two of them actually. Sees it as a car and a truck. And we're not talking little pickup trucks, we're talking big trucks. Which is almost kind of humorous when you consider the size of a golf cart. Unfortunately, there are no golf carts ahead of us, so we're not going to have the opportunity to watch them try to cross in front of us and see what the automobile does. Golf cart, and another golf cart in the left golf cart lane. Okay, I'm going to have to disengage in just a second because we're coming up on a gate arm.
In 500 feet, turn right onto County Road 466.
Okay, I'm going to re-engage. We'll see that it takes the, hopefully it'll take this right turn lane. Oh, did that very nicely.
Now turn right onto County Road 466.
Okay, we have a green light. We should go on right around. Yes, the jerkiness of the steering wheel is almost gone. That was very smooth. One thing I like now, and I don't know if this is an improvement, but I have noticed it on this long stretch of road here on 466. If there's absolutely no reason for it to get into the left lane, it's not doing it. Maybe they have solved the problem of it wanting to simply ride in the left lane. Now eventually it is going to have to get over, so anytime after this red light, if it wants to get over, I'll have no problem whatsoever. A little slow down. Oh, just minor when that car moved out. Before it would really do a phantom brake on that. So that was very acceptable. Really am pleased. Slow down. Okay, it wants to get over now. Nope, it's not. felt it was too close to the intersection, I guess. Okay, probably is going to try to get over now. Well, I get, okay, now it is. Okay, that was very nice, that lane change. I like that. They've also improved something else. Right there at the Walgreens, there might have been a mapping glitch earlier. It would try to turn in on that turn lane.
Turn left onto County Road 101.
Okay, the final test is when we make the left turn here at Belvedere. Is it going to recognize the right turn only arrow, or is it going to try to get into that turn lane, or go through that turn lane and ignore it completely? Okay, I've got a green arrow now.
Onto County Road 101.
We're going to make the turn. Okay, we're making the turn. That's fine. All right. And it stayed in the left lane. Okay, they have improved that. Before, it would just simply get into the right lane and be, in essence, forced to turn right, which it would ignore and it would go straight on through. That has been improved. That was great. All in all, I was very impressed with 10.5. The Tesla team has done an excellent job in just a 2-week period, especially when you compare it to 10.4. Now with 10.4, a lot of people said it was a step back. I didn't really consider that. Once I got used to its quirks and knew where it was going to fail, you can work around that because 10.4 still did a lot of good things. In 10.5, I have found a substantial improvement. The first thing that I notice is that the jerkiness of the steering wheel is almost completely gone. When it crept forward back in 10.3 and 10.4, it would violently go back and forth, which made me very, very nervous because I had no idea what it was about to do. Also, they seem to have restored, although maybe that was my imagination, but they seem to have restored the notification that autopilot is creeping forward for visibility. I really like that because I want to know what it is doing, that's what it's doing as opposed to lurching out into traffic. It seems to be a lot more cautious in its creeping out. Before it would go on out and the steering wheel would move back and forth. Now, possibly because I still have it in average, at least I think I do, as opposed to assertive, it doesn't seem to creep as much. If it has no visibility because there's a truck or a car to our left and it can't see, if I want it to creep, I have to give it a little bit of accelerator. It also is still very slow in once it sees that it is clear in going ahead and going. If I wanted to, I can go ahead and give it permission and give it the accelerator, and once I do that and it sees it's clear, it does a very, very nice job in making the turn. The other thing that I like about 10.5 is the phantom braking is almost completely gone. You feel just when it does do a little bit of braking, when it sees something, it evaluates it very rapidly. It slows down 1 or 2 miles an hour, but not something that's going to dramatically shock you or startle the people behind you. You just feel it just a little bit, and I'm sure even on the video you can't even tell when it's doing it if I don't say anything. So that seems to be gone. It also seems to be preparing a little bit ahead of time when it needs to make a lane change in order to make a right or a left turn. It's getting into the appropriate lane without getting itself trapped in traffic. The red lights, when it comes up on a red light, it does tend now to plan just a little bit ahead, realizing it's going to have to stop, and the stops are not as fast and violent as they once were. Still could use a little bit of improvement, but I'm very pleased with the improvement that they have made. It still goes ahead now and passes golf carts, but it doesn't brake for them first. It just sees them for what they are, automobiles, unfortunately, and it goes ahead around them with very, very little braking whatsoever. When a car comes out in front of you, the braking is not violent, maybe a slowdown of 1 or 2 miles an hour while it evaluates the situation. And I'm sure if the situation were drastic, it could go ahead and step on the brake. But there's not that shocking value every time a car comes out from a side street. On the negatives, it still does not recognize golf carts as golf carts. It sees them as cars and trucks. It does not do 2-lane roundabouts yet, so there's no use trying, and it does not recognize our gates. But all in all, I am very pleased with 10.5. It was actually a pleasure driving it today on this route. I didn't feel that I had to worry about it doing something incredibly stupid. That doesn't mean I didn't keep my hands on the wheel and was alert constantly, but it wasn't constantly doing something stupid. In fact, to be honest with you, for that entire route, except for the gate arms and the roundabouts, I didn't have a single disengagement. It was a perfect drive. I really loved it. So hopefully they will keep making these improvements, because they have done a fantastic job, I believe, at least if this first drive was any indication. Thanks for watching.